let's talk to the other big question surrounding, we mentioned it briefly there, surrounding Trump and what's going on with Iran. Will President Trump bomb Iran? I mean, it's been the question on everyone's lips for the past few weeks, hasn't it? But tensions are now nearing boiling point. Several countries have told their citizens to leave Iran immediately, and there's now a significant US military presence in the region. The escalation obviously comes as Keir Starmer this week reportedly blocked Donald Trump from using RAF bases to launch strikes on Iran.
They better negotiate a fair deal. You know, the people of Iran are a lot different than the leaders of Iran. And it's very, very sad situation. But no, I feel very badly for the people of Iran. They've lived in hell.
OK, joining me now is political activist Kameas Puya. Kameas, thank you so much for coming in. Really good to talk to you. Obviously, this is a situation we have been discussing for several weeks now, although it's been going on for a lot longer than that, obviously. What do you make of where we are this morning?
Thank you for having me, first of all. I think if there is a deal to be made, it would be a betrayal to the Iranian people. They were promised help is on the way. President Trump, Lindsey Graham, it has been a continuous theme. The Iranian people have made it very clear they would like military intervention in a limited capacity in the sense of targeting IRGC bases, etc., to levelize the playing field so that they can continue their protest in a fair playing field. From a geopolitical point of view also, it would be, I think, quite a big mistake, given the Islamic Republic is at their weakest point, to make a deal, give them time to regroup and potentially come back stronger, build their nuclear capability, their ballistic missiles. And I think it would be actually a very, very dark day in the future if they are not dealt with in a very robust manner. I think the fact that the British government is not allowing potentially bases to be used is shocking. They are the only country that IRGC has not been prescribed. All of Europe has done it, Canada has done it, the US has done it. A lot of the Iranians are just wondering what is stopping Prime Minister Starmer.
Do you feel let down by the UK and Keir Starmer in particular?
The Iranian diaspora and also millions inside Iran are totally disappointed. They call it, are they supporting the Ayatollah regime? The BBC has been very, very supporting the narrative of the regime. That's why they're protesting every Saturday. Today there's a big protest. Last Saturday there was 1 million plus supporters around the world wanting freedom and supporting the Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, who is by far the only voice that the Iranian diaspora and also inside Iran are calling for. So we don't know why that is being muted in some capacity.
Kameas, it's obviously quite difficult still to get information out of Iran itself. What is the situation like there for ordinary Iranians still? I mean, are they still being murdered?
Absolutely. The murders have not stopped. I know President Trump said that the hangings or whatever have stalled or etc. There's executions daily. They're doing it in private. There's been a massacre, 50,000 people, and there's arrests, there's torture, rape, disappearing. No one is still covering it in the way they should. It's been a struggle. The only real activist that has been being able to get some airtime on the UK is Omid Jalili, the comedian,
yes,
who has done a fantastic job for Iranians. So I just tell you, all the audience, is that the murder, the torture, the killings are still continuing every day. And, we just don't know what to do other than to support our Iranians. I don't know if you've been watching, but there's been funerals of the people who've been massacred. And the defiance they're showing by dancing at their funerals.
I was watching a video of some women this morning.
By chanting, "Long live the king," I haven't seen anything like it in my honestly, in my time that I've been around.
So if Keir Starmer was sitting in this room now with you, what would you say to him?
Stand with the Iranian people for once. 47 years this regime has exported its sick ideology, killed people, instability in the Middle East, their tentacles in the UK, We've seen the kind of potential death threats that Iranians are having, the terrorist activity. So I would really, really ask him for once to stand with the people and make history. Because if we get rid of this regime, the Iranian people can become allies of the West. It can create great business opportunities, and we feel that it could be a beginning of a new dawn.
Yeah, which is something it sounds like you all need. Thank you so much for coming in and joining me. Thank you. That's Kameas Puya, the political activist, talking about the situation in Iran and the fact that while everybody was getting all upset about Gaza, rightly so, where's the protest about Iran? Why aren't we hearing about Iran more? What's happening here? In any case, Kameas, thank you so much, really, and good luck with the protest this afternoon.
Hello, I'm Bev Turner. Now, it can feel like the money in our bank accounts at the moment does not keep up with the cost of living, and maybe there's a solution. I'm here today with the CEO of TallyMoney, Cameron Parry. Cameron, what is TallyMoney?
Well, Bev, with TallyMoney, you get a current account and a debit card, but instead of pounds, you use milligrams of gold as your everyday money.
So why gold?
Gold traditionally is a great store of value. It has, on average, gone up at over 11% per annum for the last 25 years against the pound. It's tripled in value in the last decade. And in the last 2 years alone, it's increased by 50% against the pound. Banks' savings products just can't compete with that level of growth.
But this isn't just about gold. This is about a currency that you guys have created at TallyMoney. Explain it to me as though I'm an idiot.
So, look, people need to be able to hold their earnings and build their savings in a money that retains its value and remains in their legal control and remains theirs to access, away from government control.
Great. You had me at not exposed to government control.
You should feel safe and happy with your money. You should have peace of mind. The more money you see in your bank balance, and that's the type of thing we're trying to deliver, and give people choice in the type of money they get to use every day.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Cameron. Thank you.
Foreign Affairs expert Tom Clowns-Pritchard. Tom, good to see you. Thank you so much for coming in
to
talk about this situation, which I do feel we have been talking about for a long time. But it does feel like things are coming to a head now. Where are we?
Yes, you're quite right. This question has been on everyone's lips for some time. It's quite a difficult situation. As you mentioned, the US has engaged in significant military build-up in Iran's neighbourhood. However, although regime change in many people's view, including my own, would be desirable, I'm not necessarily sure it's possible at the present time because there is a lack of consensus as to who would take over in the place of the Islamic Republic regime. A lot of people are in favour of the prince, the son of the last Shah.
Currently in exile in America, isn't he?
That's correct. And although he's got a lot of backing among the international community, he's got a lot of backing among the diaspora who are spread around the world, he is not the most popular man in the country, i.e. where it really matters. So there's not really much consensus as to who would take over. So if you were to topple the regime now, you'd just have a power vacuum, and that would, in many ways, be more dangerous.
I feel like we've been there before.
Quite. So it is a difficult situation. It's being discussed that Iran could give America access to oil and oil funds. However, that's not really going to solve the problem of a nuclear-powered Iran, and a nuclear-powered Iran which is threatening its neighbours. And it's not just me saying that. That actually came from a very senior government official from Israel who I spoke with earlier today. So it's a very difficult situation.
It is, and let's not make no mistake, they have got missiles that can reach the UK from Iran as well.
Right.
And the problem we keep coming back to, the human cost of what's going on there, apart from the diplomacy and, you know, what happened, we can't create that vacuum in the Middle East because we have been there before. But the Iranian regime are murdering their own people in their thousands.
That's absolutely right.
So something that we can't leave this to carry on like this, no matter how much oil America gets, surely.
You're absolutely right. I mean, in many ways, I've heard the phrase President Trump is selling out if he were to take that option of taking the oil funds. I'd be inclined to agree with that, because it doesn't solve the problem of a nuclear Iran threatening its neighbours, or, for that matter, the Iranian regime is one of the most disgusting, oppressive regimes on the planet, alongside China, North Korea and so forth. Murders its own people in their thousands, murders people for being gay, for example, for not being very strictly Islamic. Women, if they don't have their hair covered, are beaten up or worse. It's a truly horrific regime, and we should stand with the people of Iran who would like to see that regime toppled. The important thing is that we get it right and that we replace it with something that's better.
So how do you think the UK government is handling this situation at the moment? We had the story during the week that we think it is actually a fact that Keir Starmer is stopping America using RAF bases. I mean, Diego Garcia in the Chagos Islands, which we've talked about a lot, they can use that because that is their base. So
yes,
they could fire rockets and launch planes from there. But the other RAF bases we think Starmer is stopping America from using. Is that the right way? Should we be doing that?
Well, look, I don't have access to the intelligence reports. I'm going to hold my hands up on that. I just don't.
You do disappoint me.
But
I'm not entirely sure Keir Starmer does some of the time, to be honest with you.
But I think if I were in his shoes, I would have taken the other view, which is that, you know, if circumstances were to get to a point where a US, Britain, or another ally, for that matter, needed to make strikes on Iran, as Britain, we would make that possible if we needed to.
The one headline in one of the papers just quickly, and finally, Tom said Starmer needs to grow a pair, basically.
Well, I mean, I think...
I couldn't possibly comment.
That's a very... You may think that I couldn't possibly comment on.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Tom.
Thank you.
Obviously, it's a serious affair, but let us know what you think. gbnews.com/say. That's Foreign Affairs expert Tom McClown's Pritchard there on the situation in Iran and how we're handling